about a rhetorical analysis about the movie American Sniper.
American Sniper is a 2014 American biography war drama film directed by Clint Eastwood and written by Judson Hall. It is loosely based on the memoir American Sniper, the autobiography of the most lethal sniper in U.S. military history, 2012, by Chris Kyle, with Scott McEwen and Jim DeFelice.
U.S. Navy SEAL Chris Kyle, played by Bradley Cooper, takes his sole mission, protects his comrades to heart, and becomes one of the most lethal snipers in American history. His pinpoint accuracy not only saves countless lives, but also makes him a prime target of insurgents. Despite grave danger and his struggle to be a good husband and father to his family back in the States, Kyle serves four tours of duty in Iraq. However, when he returns home, he finds that he cannot leave the war behind.
Okay, now for the different types of film analysis. I'll be talking about the semiotic analysis of the film American Sniper. So my first point of the symbols, the first symbol is gun. So the central motive is guns, and Kyle used many guns, and his role as a sniper is defined by guns. The guns symbolize maturity and masculinity. The second,
Okay, I want to point out something that a small hint inferring that Chris wanted to do something related with guns was when he was hunting with his father at the beginning of the movie when he was younger.
so the second,
It's like foreshadowing.
the second symbol is the Punisher. So the Punisher is a logo. The Punisher is a Marvel character. He was a what do you call that when you
Veteran?
Yeah. He was a veteran, and his family, his wife and his kids, they were killed, and so he started killing villains and bad guys, and that's the real life story. And so Chris Kyle and his troop, they liked the idea of the Punisher, and so they use the symbol, the Punisher, which is a white skull, on their uniforms and their caps, the body armor and their machine gun nest, and they use that to represent because they like the idea that. And also, the logo was something for American troops to follow. So when they saw that logo, they were able to follow, knowing that it was an American troop, and also it's a signal to their enemies, to indicate to their enemies that they're coming for them.
Another film analysis strategy was narrative structure analysis, where they used, in order to do the order of the story, was by doing flashbacks and by organizing the story from tour 1, tour 2, tour 3, tour 4, and showing how each tour in depth changed Kyle as character.
And the theme for the film, I chose bravery because it takes a lot out of us to go into the military and serve for our country, knowing that one day we might not make it out alive, knowing that we're going in there last time seeing our family, not knowing if we'll see tomorrow. So I chose bravery. Also, some instances in the movie, Chris's friend Ryan was shot in the head while he was leading a team of SEALs into a building. So he was taking on leadership and leading them into the building, and he was brave. He was shot in the head. Also, another friend, Mark, he was also leading a team into a building, but he was shot and he instantly died.
To add on to what she was saying, I think another thing could be changes and like adaptation, because he had to do a lot of changes and he had to adapt to a lot of things, like to war, and then adapting once again when he had to go back home. He had to accept the change of his friends dying, so I feel like that's could be another theme. It's just change and adaptation.
what you said, like also they use like a lot of pages to get to the emotions of the audience, like using the family, the wedding, and they had like they got deployed like at the same day.
Yeah.
The wedding.
And they also use a lot of ethos because
Yeah.
there's the U.S. Army, and then that shows like, oh, we're creditable. Like we had the training for this, so that's a lot of ethos as well.
So contextual analysis.
So for the contextual analysis, we are mostly talking about PTSD. So there's a part in the movie where when he goes to war, there's a dog that like on the roof is like attacking him and whatever. So when he goes back home, when he sees like this normal dog, he thinks it's a danger because of the PTSD, because he remembers like the war back then, and he's like, oh, this dog is dangerous, I have to put him down. So he tries to, but he eventually gets stopped. In the movie is when he gets tricked to going to the doctor, and the nurse is like, your heart rate's really high, and that's another sign of PTSD because he's always scared, he's always like on edge. Yeah, he's then whenever he goes back home, every time he goes to war, he just gets more and more like to himself. Like he gets more isolated. That even his wife has to like point out to him, like, hey, you're not acting right. You're always on edge. You're always just in a bad mood. And he explains that he feels guilty towards the end due to like all his friends dying. He just feels like he couldn't save them. And he gets like flashbacks every now and then of sounds, like little sounds, like helicopter stuff. It's like those little things.
And when he was watching the TV, like the TV was turned off.
Yeah, and then he was just watching it blankly. Like those are like little signs of PTSD throughout the movie. Even his death in the finale, like in the final, like his death was caused because of someone who had PTSD, and they thought that they were endangered by him, but there was no danger. That's when he died.
The movie was really raising awareness about
PTSD.
and how it's not something easy, and it's more than just a mental disability. It's something that's developed over time because of the things that they face throughout war.
The first camera work is the extreme long shot, and this establishes location of the film. When he was in the beginning of the movie, when he was about to shoot the little boy and his mom, there was an extreme long shot, and it showed the landscape, and this establishes the location of the film. It shows that the land is damaged so that you can tell a war is happening. Also, there's the close-up camera work, which is on Kyle's face when he aims. So when he's about to take a shot, they show a close-up of his face by the gun, and this shows that Kyle is focused.
Also, the audio had a really big factor in the movie, where they had a lot of suspense being played, music that's suspenseful in order to cause tension.
It's a 2014 American Biography War drama film directed by Clint Eastwood.
It just fell. That was a
Should
great
I-
blooper. No.
Okay.